Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited because today I'm going to be sharing some wedding information with you guys that I have found super helpful for me and things that I think I should share with you guys, especially those of you who are trying to plan a wedding like I am and trying to ball on a budget, because let's be real, weddings are expensive. You do not realize how expensive they are until you are planning one. Trust me. I'm going to be passing down a little bit of wisdom and just some tips and just some ideas that you may want to think about when it comes down to your wedding day, because you want to try to save money as much as you possibly can, but you also still want to have the dream wedding that you've always wanted since you were a little girl. So I've written down some little ideas I want to share with you guys. First off, get a wedding planner. Best thing ever. This is our Erin Condren one. It is so awesome. It has all kinds of like little to-do lists, checklists. You can keep all of your guest information here if you want. You can do your seating arrangement if you're going to do one of those. All in this handy guy. Best friend. When it comes to this wedding planning, this is literally with me consistently, so I will make sure to link one of these for you guys, but I'm not sponsored with them or anything, so I don't have a code, but just highly recommend getting yourself a good planner when it comes to wedding planning. My next little tip when it comes to wedding planning is I'm going to recommend you doing a wedding website. This is the reason I decided to do a wedding website, because realistically, Lars and I have been living together for a few years now, so we actually have a lot of things we need. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a few things we need new of or more of, or that we just don't have at all, but for the most part, we have a lot of things that we need. With that being said, we also have a house too, so I am doing it where people can go online to our wedding website and they can actually just like donate money to some sort of fund. They call it like a wish or something like that. I'm not necessarily sure, but you understand what I'm saying. And we are doing two different ones. One for our house, so it would be for like furniture, renovations, or just anything we're wanting to do to our home. And then we're also going to do a honeymoon one where people can donate to the honeymoon fund, because we're going to be going on a honeymoon, and that will just help us out getting to plan our perfect little vacation. So I'm letting a lot of people do that, especially people that can't go to any of our wedding showers, because we're getting married in Kentucky. So our Indiana people may not be able to go to our showers, so they can always go online and just give some money, and we're completely fine with that. I'm going to register for a few things if people are more like gift givers, because some people just feel bad like give gift cards or money. So I'm going to register for a few things that we actually do need, but I want to give people the option of also doing that for us, because realistically we just have a lot of things that we already need. Another reason that it's really great to have a wedding website, and I did not know any of this, is especially if you're having a destination sort of wedding, so where people are going to be traveling and they just need to know more information than what you can possibly put on an invitation. This is going to come in so clutch. So you can actually put like restaurants that they can go to while they're staying there, hotels, and usually if you're booking so many rooms at a hotel for a wedding, they'll give you a little bit of a discount, so you can put all of that on your wedding website. You can just put like information about everyone who's in your bridal party. You can put pictures, you put your registry on there. It's literally like a one-stop shop, which is like amazing. My favorite thing about, so we picked Zola. I messed with Minted and Zola both a little bit, and for some reason I was a little more drawn to Zola. I'm not really sure why, but I'm so happy I went with it. I'm not sure if Minted does this or not for sure, but it has it where you can put all of your guest list in there. So you can put like every person, if they're bringing a child. And what's so amazing, so two things actually that are so amazing about the wedding website is they can RSVP online. Now some people are like, well, not everyone is gonna be able to RSVP online because they're not like technology smart or whatever. What I am personally doing is I'm gonna be sending RSVP cards to the people who are older. So like grandparents, aunts and uncles, people that just aren't gonna be as tech friendly. I'm going to be sending them RSVP cards because they are expensive, you guys. They are almost just as much as the invitation, and you have to put a stamp on the envelope that you, or the invitation envelope, and then most people put a stamp on the RSVP envelope so the people are more willing to send it back. So you're spending like $3 to $4 per invitation. Like, what? So what I've decided to do is to only send RSVP cards to the people who I believe need them. Now, people who are my friends, my age, are completely capable of grabbing their phone, going to the wedding website, saying yes or no, and being done. It's actually even easier than I think than trying to mail that back out. I know that sounds so lazy, but we are all so attached to our phones. I just feel like it's going to be even more convenient for my people, especially people my age, and then everyone who is older and used to having to send out mail. I'm also going to be sending them an RSVP card. That's going to save us a lot of money, not having to send an RSVP card to every single person who's invited, but also still getting that RSVP through our wedding website. Next, most best favorite thing about the wedding website that I have found so far is when you develop your wedding website, you go with a theme. Something that you think is just more of like you, your style, which I love that. What is so amazing is if you use that guest list, so you put all of your people in there, you can put their addresses, their phone numbers, it can text them to remind them to send their RSVP if they haven't done that already. And best part, it will send you the envelope. So when you're looking for, let me back up. Sorry, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Back it up a little. Once you pick out your wedding website theme, you can also buy your save the dates and invitations from Zola. What? Yes, you can, which is so amazing. And what's so cool is that it actually, like the first few options that they show you are the same exact theme that you go with on your wedding website. So they all look very similar. So it looks so like they all go together. It matches. Now you don't have to choose the ones that match your theme of your wedding website. They select all of them for you to look at. But the first few are usually the ones that match your wedding theme website, which I think is so cool. So everything just looks so pretty together. It matches well. In love with that little idea. But okay, now I'm getting fast forwarding to the best part. So you can buy your invitations and your save the dates on there. Since you're putting your guest information on there, they will print, listen to this, they will print the addresses for you on the envelopes. Yeah, you heard that right. I was so worried. I was like, I want these to look super professional. I want to have all the, like on the envelopes to have like our name printed, like typed, and then theirs typed, and people were like, oh, you can do it yourself. You just got to put them through the printer and do a little thing. And I'm like, that's going to take forever. And I'm a perfectionist, so if like one little thing is like off a tad, it will drive me crazy. So when I saw that they literally print the addresses for free and whatever like theme you pick for your invitation, like when it comes to all the font, it matches it. So it's gonna look like it goes together because it does. So since you're already putting your guests, you know, address, phone numbers, emails, whatever you want to put in there, you can put the minimum or the most. It'll literally type out their name in like this really pretty writing, and then their address, and then your address, all for you for free. So you're already getting that for free, and then the prices of the invitations and save the dates on Zola are actually very good priced. I did not find them like extravagant at all. So I'm like, wow, this is so worth it. So I think that's why I was like really drawn to Zola. It had all kinds of these little things that were just gonna make my planning and everything easier. Plus on the wedding website, just like the planner that I have here, it has the little check off like to-do list. So when you do something, you can little mark it completed. You can add a little note to it, like if you need to be like, you know, call so-and-so or a deposit or whatever you want to put on it. You can like leave a little note on it and mark it as done, and then it just like helps you. Like it makes it so organized and so much easier. But what sold me was the fact that it printed the envelopes, the addresses for free. It can text them if you aren't giving that person an RSVP card. It can text them like, hey, have you done this? Like you can literally type your own message and it'll send them a text message and be like, hey, you need to do this. And they can get on, click the link directly from the text, and then they can just say yes or no. So if you haven't heard back from someone and your deadline is like in a week, send those little texts out to remind those people to say yes or no, and you are done. Like, what? Literally best thing I have found of this wedding planning. So hands down recommend a wedding website for that reason. I personally like Zola. I'm not like sponsored with them or anything, of course. Like people just assume since I'm mentioning them that I am affiliated with them, whatever, but I am not. Like straight up, I compared the two. Now I'm not saying that Minted isn't good. Just check it out and see if you like it, and if you do, that's fine, but I'm just letting you know what I know for sure what Zola offers to you guys. Getting a little more specific with my details now. So I have written down here is make sure to set a budget, and that is so key. I am very thankful my family is paying for our wedding, and my mom did give me a budget, and I'm doing so well with staying in it. And I told her if I went over, I would pay for it personally, but I'm doing very well, I feel like, for what I am wanting to have for our day. Kind of picking and choosing what can I really spend money on, what means really the most to me kind of thing. But definitely set a budget and do everything you can to stay in it. Such as a little way that I have saved for the budgeting is, instead of having programs at our wedding that shows like who's in it and the time of events, I'm going to do a sign. I have found every single wedding I have went to, I hold on to that little program for 10 minutes and then I throw it away. And those programs are usually about the same amount as an invitation. And by the end of the day, everyone throws them away. Like, no one really keeps them. I mean, I will keep one for keepsake, but no one else does. So what's really the point of spending all that money for? First off, it's just more paper you're wasting. And secondly, like, it's money. Like, you don't want to spend money on something. So I am personally saving my money, and I'm going to be doing a program sign. So as soon as you walk up to the wedding, it's going to have all this information, time of events, who's in the wedding, pretty much everything you would put on a program, just on a sign. Just a little way to cut some little budgeting things, just like that. Helps so much. That is one way I'm trying to like cut and choose what is most important. I don't know why I did that just then, so whatever. Anyways, I'm not sending save the dates to everyone. I'm only sending save the dates to the people who are having to travel from Indiana. I'm doing this because in where I'm from, most people have to travel 30 plus minutes to even go to the mall. I'm literally from the tiniest town in Kentucky, it seems like. But most people where I'm from are used to driving. They are used to having to drive 45 minutes to the mall, 30 minutes to the grocery store. So our venue is about an hour away, give or take, depending on where they live, from my hometown. So it wasn't terrible. Like, that's not a reason for them to not come because it's only an hour, because they're already used to driving an hour to go anywhere. But I wanted to give our Indiana people a heads up because it's about a 4.5, 5 hour drive from Indiana to Kentucky. So I wanted to give those people a heads up because if they really wanted to be a part of our day, they would plan accordingly. And so we're only sending save the dates to those who need to plan accordingly. Like I just said, the Kentucky people don't really have to really plan that much necessarily, to enough to where they won't be able to go because it's too far, but our Indiana people would. So we are sending save the dates to our Indy people and not our Kentucky people, and that's just a little tiny way to cut a little bit of money out because realistically there's no point of sending. The only reason I feel like people really save the dates is because it kind of prepares those people to go to that wedding, you know? So I just didn't think it was necessarily for us. Now, it's not a terrible thing to save the dates to everyone, but once you gotta think about when it comes to postage, so even if you're only spending like $1 per save the date, and then it's like 50 cents per stamp, that's almost as much as an invitation. So you kind of want to say, you know, is the save the date that really important compared to like the actual invitation? And like, that's what I'm saying with you, like pick and choose what really makes a difference and matters to you. Save the dates, I just kind of feel like they aren't meant for everyone to go to personally, and that's just kind of how I feel. Another tip I would give you is if you are engaged, and I never really fully understood why people get engaged and then get married like 2 months later. First off, I don't know how they afford to do that. Secondly, I never understood it because you're only engaged for so long. I'm only going to be Lars's fiance for a little while, and then I'm his wife for the rest of his life. So I almost feel like it's an experience. Like, soak that time in, enjoy it, love it. It's exciting to plan a wedding. It's fun. And people say it's stressful. It can be stressful, but for the most part, it's exciting. So my tip is to plan a wedding about a year away, if not more. I'm not saying to wait 3 years before you get married, but I definitely say wait at least a year. And I mean that lightly, like, because first off, you want to save money. If you are paying for your wedding by yourself or on your own, or if you're sharing it with your family, however you feel like doing it, you're going to need time to save that money. So if you set yourself a budget and then you know how much every single month you need to put back for it, it's going to be so much less stressful versus, oh, let's get married in 6 months. It's going to be really hard to save any sort of money in 6 months. People may not love that little note, but I think that since our wedding, we got engaged in June and our wedding is in September, it just gave me that much more time to actually enjoy this process, because I'm getting to actually like go step by step of what I want, what I don't want, what's worth it, budgeting, figuring it out, monthly costs, all of that. And it has made it so much more relaxed for me. Okay, so deciding on vendors. A lot of people are like, well, how did you decide on your vendors? What are you gonna do? I luckily already had an idea of who I was ever gonna want whenever I got engaged, just because I have seen a lot of my people's work. But you're just gonna wanna pick someone who does your style, especially when it comes to like decorating and things like that. You're gonna want your style to match you. So if you're a super classy, elegant, fancy, pick someone who knows they do bomb at that. If you are more natural, rustic, candly, I don't know, whatever, pick people who match your taste and your style. Same way with food. Check out Diesel. I'm not sure really what he's doing back there. When it comes to picking vendors, meet with all of them. Like, sit down or have a phone call at least. Go, okay, what do you offer? Kind of have an idea of what you want to tell them, because that's how they're going to know how much it's really going to cost you. Say, hey, you know, I think I want this for centerpieces. I think I want this for food. I think I want this for kind of photography. You know, what is it? Like, tell me a good idea here. And people are so willing to talk to you on the phone and work out, you know, answer all your questions. And that's where it's going to be the best thing for you, because you're hiring these people. So you're going to want to make sure that you love them. And like I said, stay in budget, of course. That's always a big key. My best advice is call everyone. You may hear that so-and-so is great at this and so-and-so is great at that, but I recommend calling. And if you like what they have to offer, as in when it comes to decorations, what they do, the colors, you know, whatever, like tablecloths, whatever they offer, and then say, is there any way I can come in, look at what you have, kind of give me some ideas of what you would have for centerpieces? Is there any way for me to come in and taste your food? You're going to want to be hands-on with this. You want to taste it all, look at it all, know exactly what you're getting yourself into. When it comes to alcohol, Lars and I are paying for it ourselves, because we just feel like that should be something that we want to give our guests, so we should pay for that ourselves. And it's mainly going to be our friends drinking it, so we just feel like we should pay for that. It makes us feel better to like help them out in any way possible. So when it comes to the alcohol situation, we have set an amount we want to spend on the alcohol, and then after that it turns into a cash bar. So it's an open bar for a certain amount, and then it turns into cash, and it's only going to be beer and wine, not going to be any mixed drinks, because you'd be so surprised by how expensive the alcohol is for a wedding. And then after our limit has been met with beer and wine, it'll turn into a cash bar. I've been to lots of weddings that have done it that way. We did beer and wine for free, and then the mixed drinks cost money. I feel like it always does really well. Now, if you're not having alcohol at your wedding, that's perfectly fine as well. We have a lot of people traveling for ours, and so we just want people to have a good time. They're gonna be there all weekend. We want people to celebrate with us, so that's why we have chose to do alcohol at ours. So yeah, that's my little input about alcohol. Is just be reasonable and don't think so hard about everyone else that you break the bank with something like that. Since I'm already kind of talking about wedding things, I did want to mention the vendors I am going through, in case you are wedding planning and you're like, hey, if you're close to anywhere in my area, so I'm getting married in the Western Kentucky area, so if you're anywhere near it where it's like easily drivable, or a lot of these people that I'm using travel, so if you end up liking the things I have at my wedding, or if you look up these people and you really like their work, I definitely recommend them, because I'm so excited about the people I have chosen. So my wedding coordinator, planner, and decorator is all one person, and that's, like I said that earlier, Her Instagram name is All Things Prim and Proper. It's a girl I went to high school with, like I already said. Amazing. Check out her work if you're looking for any of those kinds of things. My photographer is Megan Allison. I will tag her Instagram is here, right here as well. But very cute, very good pricing. So very excited. I also decided to go with a videographer because I've had so many people say, get a videographer. The pictures are great and everything, but the day goes by so fast. You want to almost like relive it as much as possible. And I thought, well, what better way to relive it than a video? So I went to high school with a guy who was always in like videography kind of in high school. So when he started doing his own business, I was like, yes, meant to be. So he and I are very excited to be doing the wedding video together as well. His Instagram name is 24th Frame Film Works. So hard to say that, but check him out on Instagram. I'm like literally dying already to see our wedding video, and we haven't even been married yet. So he's going to put me together a little minute-long Instagram video to share with you guys, and then I'm going to share a little bit more on YouTube as well. But so excited. I'm going to tell y'all my venue yet because I'm kind of going to save that for later because, wow. So I'm not going to show you the venue or tell you the venue just yet. So I think those are my main actual vendors right now. I have videographer, photographer, and my coordinator. I haven't done food yet, but we're going to soon. Haven't done cake yet, but we're going to be doing that soon as well. And then I go dress shopping on February the 9th, and I will be vlogging that, so don't worry. I'm not going to be showing the dress that I pick because Lars isn't going to see me until the ceremony. He doesn't want to do a first look or anything. He just wants to see me when I walk down the aisle. So I'm not going to be showing the dress in case somehow he was to see it by accident. So, but I'm going to show you all the other dresses I tried on, the experience I'm going to have. I'm going to Sophia's bridal place here in Indiana, and I'm so excited. It's the cutest. If you don't know them yet, check them out as well. Travel here and get you a dress because, oh my gosh, I can already tell I'm going to have so much fun there. And I will give all that information about that in that separate video when I go wedding dress shopping. But that's really all I can share with you guys so far. I'm still deciding on colors. I am crazy scared of colors. Like that's like probably the most stressful part for me when it comes to this planning is deciding on colors. I'm freaked out by it. I haven't decided on colors, food, cake yet, but we are still like 7+ months away, so we do have time. I'm going dress shopping soon, so finally getting this on the road. I'm just so excited, you guys. That's actually all I have for y'all today. I hope you liked it. I hope this helps. Comment below what you think, if this helped you or not, if you like these ideas, and maybe just some more ideas I should share next time, because I plan on doing at least like 3 to 4 videos of wedding series things. This is a kind of a long one, but I kind of wanted to give you a broad idea of how wedding planning is going for me so far. So I hope this really did help you, and if you aren't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel because your girl plans on being back a lot more in 2020, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day.